Hi, welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I'm Lorraine Tierney. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire. And today is Sunday, February 26th. It's almost 3 o'clock. And I thought I'd make a card today with a card sketch that's based on a card from the mini catalog. So I'm glad you're here to join me. There's a great group on Facebook called Casing Tuesday. And every Tuesday, they publish a card sketch based on a card in the catalog. And they figure out the measurements for you and give you an idea to go from. And it's a sketch. So you can interpret it any way you want. You can change things up. You can do it exactly the same. You have a lot of leeway with what you do. So that's what we're going to use today. I'd love it if you'd say hello if you're catching me live, and if you watch the replay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it if you like and share the video. It helps it to reach more people. Okay. Hey, Joanne. Good to see you. So let's get started. The card that this one cases is a card on page 57 of the mini catalog, and I happen to love this Gingko Branch set and bundle. I just love it. I'll be making more cards with it soon. Keep your eye open for that. But this is the card that it's based on. That sketch right there. And let's see, I'm getting a shadow. But you can see there's a frame and there's three pieces. They've embossed three pieces in the background, and then some die cuts and some words. So it's sketch number 394. If you go to Casing Tuesday on Facebook, you'll be able to see that. And I'll put the dimensions of what things are in the post here in a little bit, but we'll get started making that. And I'm going to use paper from the Enjoy the Journey. I think that's what it's called. I should check. Enjoy the Journey paper. And this paper is from the mini catalog, but it also happens to be free for the next 2 days with a order of at least $50. It's one of the freebies. And I've been using this a lot. I really like it. I did not buy the stamp set that goes with it. I've just been using it with other things. And I have the Mountaineer stamp set I keep meaning to use it with, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. So there's mountains on one side, but then there's very, I don't know, patterns on the other side that are very versatile. That's the word I want. They don't have to be mountains by any means, or even outdoorsy on the other side. They're really, really cute patterns. Fun for birthday cards, fun for bright, cheery cards. So that's what I'm using today. We're going to use this piece right here. I'm going to make this card, I believe, on a white card base. We'll see if I change my mind, if I don't like that. Hi, Michelle. And we're going to use this Starry Night piece of paper. And I wonder if it is Starry Sky color. Probably is, because that color is listed in the pack. So we're going to start by cutting a 4-inch piece. And 4 inches is a good size to cut your DSP in, because you can get 3 nice even pieces, and you won't be wasting it. And then we're going to cut those 1.5 inches. We need 3 pieces that are 4 by 1.5 inches. And on this one, it doesn't matter so much that you keep them lined up, but on some of the patterns, you'll want to keep them in the right orientation, so that even when you leave a space, you can see that the pattern lines up. So these 3, I'm not going to adhere these down just yet, But these three would go. Do I have something on there? Seems to be something, whoa, sticky. Okay, these three would go like this, and they're spaced equally for these spaces, but there's a little bit more at the top and the bottom because we're going to cut out a frame that's going to go around that. And these are stitched rectangles that I'm using, and I'll tell you which ones I'm using. I'm using the biggest one and the third biggest one. I've skipped one in between. So the biggest and then the third biggest one. And when I want to cut a frame, I tape my two dies together and tape them on the paper so that they'll hold going through, and the inside one won't move on me or whatever. So I have my big cut and emboss machine because the bigger rectangle here is a little bit too big for the mini, and the paper's too big for the mini. I think about 3.5 or 3 3/4 is about as big as you can get. So I'm going to try to do this. Oh, it's going to wiggle everything. I'm going to put it back on the floor and I'll just run this through. Okay. And now I'll take this out. I'll save that nice rectangle for another card. And I can leave those attached in case I make another. I'll put them on my magnets so I don't lose them. So here's the frame we're going to use. Okay, so I'm going to put my pieces on here. So that the top and bottom of the frame hit on the DSP. I don't want to see any more white up here or any more white on the bottom. And I'm wondering if that is too much white. Let's look at, let's see what size this piece of polished pink is. Here is a piece that's 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it right now. All right, so let me know. What do you think? Should it be on the white, or let me give this a really good crease with my bone folder so that it will stay flat? Or should we do it on the pink? So I want them centered left to right, and I want the same amount of space roughly in between them and above and below. And what we're going to use on this is this happy birthday stamp set on a piece of white and then color it in. So you tell me. I think I like it better on the pink. Do you like it better on the pink, or do you like it better on the white? And while you think about that, we'll go ahead and get this stamped. So this is the Best Day stamp set. This is from the mini catalog, and I love this cake. I like this fat cat too. I have not made a card with that yet, but I will. And I'm just going to use black ink because I want to color with blends. So the Memento ink is the one to use. And I'm going to cut this out. So I'm just putting it down in the corner. Hi, Mary. I'm glad you could make it. You're never too late. We're going to cut that out after we color it a little bit. So nobody has told me whether they like it better on the white or the pink. Maybe there's a different color you think it should go on. All right, so I have, let's see, this is the light polished pink. Actually, I'm going to do it right here. The light polished pink, the dark polished pink, and the Orchid Oasis and the Starry Night are really hard to tell apart by the caps. You can see how close they are. I'm going to put the Orchid Oasis colors over here to see which ones I want to use. Those two are Orchid Oasis, and then I'll do, here's the dark Starry Night, that's really dark, and here's the light. I'm going to use the Orchid Oasis on this with the pink. So I think I'm going to start with coloring in my plate. I want a little color down here. I don't know if you can hear my dog, or my daughter's dog, I should say, snoring over there. But Mia is snoring on the couch. And this is the light Orchid Oasis, and I'm just going to color in some little frosting dots with this. I'm going to pretend this is a vanilla cake with some frosting. And now I'm going to do this. Joanne, you probably know a name for this type of frosting swirl. I think Joanne has decorated just a few cakes in her lifetime. There we go. And I think I'll do a couple more dots. This is going to be the dark Orchid Oasis. You want to remember when you're using your blends that they're going to bleed through to the back of your paper, so you never want that to be on your card base. Now I'm going to do some of these letters. I'm going to do every other letter in the light Orchid Oasis. Oh, I was going to fussy cut this out before I went live because I figured it was going to be boring to watch and difficult to fussy cut while you were there. Oh, it would be a cute gender reveal stamp set, Mary. That's a great idea. Well, there might be a way to cut those off and put a different banner on there. I think I'm going to use the light polished pink for the other two letters. Okay. So I'm going to keep this on the pink. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to give the blends a little time to dry, and I'm going to put my patterned paper down on this. And it's roughly in the right space. I'm going to use the liquid glue. And when I put this one down, I'm just going to check that these are both inside my frame, but not leaving extra pink showing. Okay, so that's good. And now I'll split the difference with this one. Hi, Sue. I'm making a card from a sketch challenge. This is based on a card on page 57 in the mini catalog. All right. And now I like to pop this frame up. So I could do that with dimensionals. Dimensionals would fit along here, but I also happen to have some of these foam strips out that I had used on another project. So I'm going to use these and just put these. Oh, look at that one's a perfect size. Right down the side of this. And then cut that. It's not a shaker card or anything, so I don't have to have 100% of it all closed off. And I don't want to rip another piece, so I could even just use a little bit of the edge of this to fill in there. Okay, so I'll take all my paper off of that. Okay, and I'm going to put this on. I can't get my head in there to make sure I'm straight, but I think that I tipped over there a little bit. That's pretty good. All right, and now I'm going to cut out this, and I don't know if I can keep this in the camera and cut it out, but I'm going to try. So they say move your paper and not your scissors. So I'm okay, it's telling me to move closer to my Wi-Fi connection, which I'm pretty close to it, like 3 feet away. I hope we don't stop and start again like that. I love the people on Instagram that do the fussy cutting and then they speed it up, and it looks like they are just amazing at it, which they are, and I am not. But I'm being brave and bold and doing this on live Facebook today. Okay. Almost done. Okay. So there is our birthday. Now the sketch had more sentiments by the die cuts. You can see it here. I am not going to add any more sentiment because I feel like that's enough. It says happy birthday, and then on the inside we will stamp something if I can find my white piece of paper again. We were going to stamp best wishes for a beautiful day. This was too big. It was not that piece. Okay, where is it? Well, let me grab another one. I'm going to have to grab a whole sheet of paper, as luck would have it. Oh, Mary, you're kind about my fussy cutting. Let me do a 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside, and then I have another question for you. You have to be more help on this one than you were on the other one. Okay. Ink. Here's my ink. So on the inside, I'm going to say, wishing you all the wishes. Let me get this straight. Use your grid paper to get things nice and straight. There you go. And this will go, this is not down yet, on the inside. Now, I have another card I made with the same, well, enjoy the journey paper, but a different pattern. And I have the card on already, but I had another thought. So you see how the birthday really is the only part that isn't colored in on this card. And that's also true on that one. I partially stamped that stamp again, and I'm going to try to cut this out and see if we put it on there with a little bit. I stamped it on a piece of DSP that has a little orange color to it. I think it's pumpkin pie. Could be mango melody. If you don't like to color, you could stamp your whole image on a light colored piece of cardstock, piece of DSP, well, or cardstock, and cut it out and do it that way. But I don't mind doing a little bit of coloring. I'm not great with the shading, but the straight coloring is okay. So tell me what you think. I think I like having that on there. You tell me what you think. I think I'm going to put that on there, and then we can make one of those for the other card. There. You can see the difference with those two like that. All right, so I have, let's see, I have a piece that has a little purple. I don't want to go too dark because I want the ink to show. I want the word birthday to show. Or I can do a pinky part. What do you think? That's not really either of the colors of the blend. I think I'm going to do it on the pink. So let me clean this off. I want the record to show that this is not my, oh, I got 1 vote for purple and 3 votes for pink. Sorry, Joanne. I'm going with the purple. This is not my really, really dirty chamois. This is my only a little bit dirty chamois. I was told my other chamois should go in the Chamois Hall of Fame. All right, so I'm just going to ink up. It's a big ink pad, so it's impossible. I could use my black marker and just do the birthday part, but I'm just going to ink up the middle of that and put my word birthday right there. And then we'll cut that out. Sometimes cutting it down to a smaller piece of paper also helps. I'm not too skilled at talking and cutting at the same time. So somebody else will have to sing a song here. Keep everybody busy. Or someone can type a joke in the comments. I've been watching some cute little boy on Instagram who tells the best jokes. Today he said, "Why do kids put sugar under their pillow?" And the answer, so they have sweet dreams. Oh, I like that with the pink. The purple probably would look great too, but there's the pink. I'm going to glue that on. And then we're going to put this on here. So I'm only going to put some dimensionals in the middle because I want a little bit to sit on the edge. I debated right side, left side. I'm going to trim this just a little bit more. I think I'm going to put this one on the right side. Okay. So I won't put any dimensionals right here. I'll put my dimensionals on this side. And then we'll see how this looks. I just got another pack of this paper. This pack I had ordered when the first catalog cards with it. I'm sorry that just went, it just spooled again. Okay, so there we go. Happy birthday and happy birthday. And I could get some bling. Let's see. Does everybody have a bling bucket? I am not very organized with my bling. This would have some of the Orchid Oasis in it. Let's see. Those colors aren't quite right. I think on this one I like the iridescent rhinestones. We'll put a couple of these on. And since this is popped up, I like to put them on not popped up, and then they won't poke through the envelope quite so much. I'll do one bigger one. Oh, I'll just do it over here. There we go. There's a little bit of bling on that. And then I don't think I think I finished up the in color dots. I think so. So I'll open a new package. Ah, I just popped one off. Did you see that? Let's pop it back on. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put some of the dark Starry Night ones on here. Some little ones. That one's pretty little, and maybe a big one that's just a little bit lighter over here. So there you go. 2 cards made with the sketch from the sketch challenge. There's the sketch challenge again. They made it in all crumb cake, I think. And there you go. Oh, I have one of those Advent boxes from a few years ago, Mary. Yeah. You must cut the bling into pieces to make it fit in there. So there you have it. And then inside, just wishing you all the wishes. But give a sketch a try sometime. I really recommend that Casing Tuesday Facebook group. It's fun to see how everybody makes different cards based on the same sketch, and everybody uses different stamp sets. So you get a lot of ideas, and it's fun to post your own card on there too, and inspire other people. So thanks for watching today. Thank you for joining me. If there's any way I can help you make cards at home, I would love to help. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Thanks very much, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.